What if superheroes actually got to retire? Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Today we return to the Earth of 982, aka the Marvel Comics 2 universe, where heroes actually get to grow up, settle down, have kids, and even retire, making way for new, younger heroes to rise up in their place. We'll be taking a look at some of the most capable of these heroes as we count down the top 10 most powerful Marvel Comics 2 superheroes. Part 2! Yep, Part 2 of Marvel Comics 2. If you missed out on Part 1 to this list, be sure to check that out after for even more amazingly powerful heroes from this universe. But for now, let's get counting. Number 10, Days. Days was a mutant who Magneto tested in order to see if she was fit for joining her superhero team. Magneto made heroes J2 and Wolverine believe that she had kidnapped Wild Thing, Wolverine's daughter. In reality, she and Wild Thing were just spending time together at a spa, being friends. Days helped J2 and Wolverine locate Wild Thing, but when her house was in danger of being destroyed, she came into conflict with them and revealed her mutant ability to turn herself into vapor. Days can not only use this other form to make herself harder to target and to move around in more creative ways, but as vapor, she can also become various substances which can affect her opponents by incapacitating them, making them nauseous, disoriented, or even exhausted, basically putting them to sleep. Number 9, Magneto. While Magneto eventually became a villain, she did start out as a hero. Magneto was the leader of a superhero trio composed of herself, Days, and Wild Thing. She saw herself as the new Magneto due to her magnetic powers, and she modeled her look after him. However, she also thought that Magneto was too arrogant for his own good, despite having strong ideals, great charisma, and power. Eventually, power would reveal itself to be the element that Magneto seemed the most attracted to there. She would give up her life as a hero to join the Avengers and would become even more villainous after that. But for a time, she was a hero. And so for that, we're gonna count her on this list. And friends, before we move on to our next spot, if you are loving this list and you want more lists like it, be sure to show us by giving this video a thumbs up. Number 8, Miss Fantastic. Elijah would initially try to infiltrate the Fantastic Four as a Skrull disguised as Alicia Masters, but she would eventually fall in love with the Human Torch and abandon her mission. When Johnny Storm found out her true identity, he felt betrayed and the two split ways for a time. However, they would eventually come together again and even end up married. But after Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman became stranded in the negative zone, Elijah joined the team, taking up the mantle of Miss Fantastic due to her shapeshifting and elasticity powers. She and Johnny also have a son together, Taurus Storm, who would later take up the superhero mantle, Superstorm, which is like such a son of Johnny Storm like superhero name. Superstorm. Number 7, The Buzz. The Buzz even had his own short-lived series in the MC2 line. He was introduced as Jack Jameson, the grandson of J. Jonah Jameson, the same Jonah Jameson who is known for being the publisher of the Daily Bugle, but who also is the CEO of his own company here, Jameson Communications. Jack Jameson, aka JJ, attended a presentation of a new project from the company called Human Fly, which aimed to create fly-like armor. Buzz Bannon was the intended pilot for the armor. He and JJ would become friends, but when it was revealed that there was a traitor working on the project, gasp, Buzz died and JJ ended up donning the armor. Unfortunately, he had to do so in secret because his grandfather believed that the person who had worn the armor was also Buzz's murderer. As the Buzz, JJ could fly, had 360 view, was super strong, and could emit electric shocks as well as a polymer adhesive. Number 6, Saberclaw. Saberclaw initially started out as a villain in the Marvel Comics 2 reality. He was a member of the Avengers who aimed to take down the Avengers. However, after battling against them multiple times, Saberclaw would ultimately decide to help them when they came up against Galactus. Afterwards, he'd even petition the Avengers team for membership, wanting to make his change to the side of heroism a permanent one. And they eventually decided to grant him that membership, despite initially being suspicious of Saberclaw's motives. Saberclaw is Hudson Logan, the half-brother of Rena Logan, believed to be Wolverine's son. His powers grant him a regenerative healing factor, super strength, endurance, and agility. While he doesn't have an adamantium skeleton, he is known for wearing adamantium sheaths over his razor-sharp claws, which emerge from his fingertips. That is definitely, Saberclaw definitely sounds more fearsome than that, but yeah. Number 5, Blue Streak. Blue Streak is one of the members of the new Avengers team we come to meet in Earth 982. In this reality where superheroes are allowed to grow up and even move on from a life of heroics, settling down and having children, there came a time when a new Avengers team was needed. Blue Streak first appeared working alongside the Dream Team in A-Next issue number 4. The Dream Team would then all join up as Avengers in that issue. Blue Streak is Blue Kelso, a mutant with super speed powers who left the current X-Men team known as the X-People here because she thought they were kinda dull in comparison. And I can't lie, I love what they're trying to do with X-People as a name, but what is that name? It doesn't sound very exciting, does it? Number 4, Mainframe. Mainframe was created to carry on Tony Stark's legacy as the hero Iron Man. Mainframe is an AI android who initially brought the new Avengers together after saving Kevin Masterson, aka Thunderstrike. Mainframe being a robot means that he is super strong. He's also super smart, with his mind and personality being based off of Tony Stark's. When his body is destroyed, a signal is basically sent out to a Stark Industries satellite communicating this. His mind is then uploaded to a new body which is sent out to replace him, making him somewhat immortal. There are also failsafes in place should something interrupt that process. Number 3, Doc Magus. Doc Magus is the new Sorcerer Supreme on Earth 982 following Dr. Stephen Strange's time as Sorcerer Supreme. When Strange returned reforming the Defenders, Doc Magus was forced to face off against him, getting help from the new Avengers. Doc Magus' powers are believed to be comparable to other masters of the mystical arts who have held the title of Sorcerer Supreme. And as most Sorcerer Supremes are stronger than those who have held the title previously, he should, in theory, wield more power than even Doctor Strange has. In theory, anyways. Number 2, Dark Devil. Dark Devil is the son of Ben Reilly and Elizabeth Tyne. After the death of his parents, Reilly Tyne was a victim to the painful degeneration process that most clones suffer, being that he was an offspring of a clone. In an attempt to help him, Kane took him in and put him in a cloning chamber. He explained Reilly's true origins to him. Daredevil ended up getting into a fight with Kane, who after mortally wounding the hero, called on the demon Zarathos to save him. However, this failed as Zarathos preferred Reilly as a host. He moved into Reilly's body, but as Matt Murdock died, the soul of Daredevil followed, managing to defeat Zarathos within Reilly's body and mind, keeping the demon in check. Reilly Tyne then became Dark Devil, a hero and ally of Spider-Girl, whose true form now resembled that of a demon, and who could call forth powers and abilities tied to both Zarathos and Matt Murdock, who also acted as his guide in a way. He's got a lot going on inside him, inside his mind. Number 1, Wild Thing. Rena is the daughter of Elektra and Wolverine. Because of this, she is not a hero that many villains look forward to dealing with. I wouldn't. Having trained with both her mother and father, she is a highly skilled fighter. Rena took the mantle Wild Thing and is also a mutant. She not only has powers similar to her father, such as a regenerative healing factor, enhanced senses, superhuman strength, stamina, and agility, but Wild Thing also has her own version of claws. Hers are psychic. She can actually use them to inflict mental damage or insert them into her opponent's mind to manipulate or control them. She can also, with some effort, turn her claws solid, allowing her to cause physical damage instead to her opponents with them. What are some of your favorite heroes from Earth 982? Who do you think is the most powerful? Is this a line that you would like to see revived? Do you want to see more MC2 out in the world right now? What other alternate worlds do you think deserve their own comic line or their own comic series? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it is time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Most Powerful Guardians of the Galaxy. Midnight Phantom shares, my favorites are Star-Lord, Adam Warlock, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Drax the Destroyer, Gamora. Yeah, those are all really great. I was like, there's just too many amazing and powerful Guardians of the Galaxy, so I feel like we need a part 2 for that list, yeah? I didn't mean to leave people out on purpose, but I was like trying to balance, as I usually do, who are some people that we all know and can rally around, and who are some people that, you know, you maybe might not have known were part of the team, or that you may not have known at all depending on what you've read. Roger Conrad responds, that's all I'm waiting for is Adam Warlock to show up in the MCU. Aren't we all, Roger? Aren't we all? Cammy Unicorn comments, Gamora doesn't get as much respect as she deserves, in my opinion. She is so cool. I agree with you, and I would like to pay mad respect to Gamora. I'm sorry I didn't include her on my part 1, but I would definitely love to include her on a part 2. It isn't because I don't respect her. I love Gamora. All the Guardians are great. There's just too many of them. Broken Bridge writes, when I heard Amanda say Starhawk, I actually thought she said Star Fox, but I know I was mistaken. I Actually, fun fact, Star Fox kind of is a Guardian, because Star Fox was part of the Dark Guardians, and Eros has also teamed up with the Guardians on a few occasions. So even if we talked about Star Fox, that wouldn't necessarily be wrong. I mean, I wasn't talking about him on part 1, but I don't know, he could be on a future part. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and feels shouted out in a future video. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I am your host, Amanda McKnight. Till next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube. Number 3, Doc Magus. Or is it Doc Magus? I'm gonna say Doc Magus, I think. Magus? There's so many ways you could say this one word. I don't even know where to begin. Let's go with Doc Magus, I'm gonna say. Magus? Maybe it is Magus.